The market regulator SEBI has pulled up the National Stock Exchange over a freak trade that took place over 2 years ago. Now, SEBI has rapped NSE for not having proper systems in place. On the 5th of October in 2012, remember, an erroneous trade by Emkay Global resulted in the Nifty falling by 900 points. Sadina Mehta of Asit C. Mehta Investments joins us now to detail the impact of the SEBI order that came a couple of days ago. Dina, hi, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us. First, if you could just tell us what the impact would be of the SEBI order, since you've studied it in detail.
See, the SEBI order is talking about two things. One is that, the persons against whom the orders were placed, means on one side was Emkay Global and the parties opposite, they actually did not have adequate margins for those trades to go through. So what appears is that orders which are put as hidden orders in the system, not to be displayed to the market, I think those orders are not getting counted for initial margin purpose. So as a result of that, ideally they could have done just 1/10 of the trade which they did. So the impact would have been much less than what happened. So that was first finding, as that despite inadequate margins, the trade went through. The second finding was that the market should have been closed for 2 hours. Yes. Instead of that, it was closed only for half an hour. So that is the second thing. That this 2 hour, had it closed for 2 hours, then maybe some practical solution could have been found by the exchange by opening a dialogue. And in fact, the derivatives market was not closed at all. And in fact, both the exchanges should have closed the market, but what SEBI order says is that the other exchange was not told to close the market, so it kept open. So these are mainly two things which has come out of SEBI order. But what I personally feel is that this order seems to be more of a technical than
that's what I was coming to.
Exactly.
I mean, have the exchanges got to be very lightly? I mean, should not the SEBI order, I would assume, have been a little more stricter? And I mean, it's a grievous mistake, I would think. The orders should have been reversed. Doesn't the order speak anything about it?
See, reversal of order is a different exercise by itself. I think what calls more for is wisdom. See, ultimately, I am sure no matter how many laws we put in place, always there will be a concept of fairness and greed and, wrongly making money in the market. And this is a classic case for it was just a lottery for the other brokers who were there. And, we have to prevent such kind of unjust and wrong scheming, kind of thing, because you put an order at ridiculous prices in the system and you keep it. So that, somebody blinks and then you go and get the shares. That is precisely what these people had done. Because if the market price is 10, how can you put an order at 25 paisa or 50 paisa? This is what they have done. So what is very important is that we need to rise above the technicalities of law and go into an arena where it is, there has to be some practicality involved. Had the market been closed for 2 hours, had the, stock exchange approached those brokers saying that, this is a wrongful gain which you are having, you please do something, reverse it, prevail upon them, at least talk to them. I think had that, exercise happened, then I'm sure that we would not have had this kind of calamity which happened. And it was good that Emkay Global paid the money. Had Emkay Global not paid, exchange would have paid. And ultimately exchange would have lost. And so what is important is that the SEBI order needs to be going more on general law principles also, principles of natural justice. But isn't it natural justice? At the end of it, SEBI order says that.
So you think that post the SEBI order, if an erroneous order were to come again, nothing prevents or nothing forces the exchanges to act with wisdom or on general.
Exactly. Because see, just now what happened in Japan, of course in Japan the orders did not get executed. Before execution only they managed to stall it and they crushed the whole thing. In other exchanges they have reversed the order. Least you do is you don't reverse the transaction. At least part of the unlawful gains, let it go back to the person who has lost the money. And that is very, very important. And for that you will have to rise above law. You will have to give powers to exchange and everybody. But you know, of late what has happened is that, you know, in the guise of saying that we are professional, we want to uphold integrity, what will foreigners think if we go and reverse our trades. I mean, this happens in all the markets, so it is not as if we are going to be unique in doing this. But you have to give assurance to the investors. See, as it is, stock markets have a very bad name. You know, the amount of financial savings which ought to be coming to stock markets are not coming, and when we have incident like this happening, people feel, I mean,
get scared.
people get scared.
Didn't you go and make your deposition to SEBI as a leading member of
See,
another
in fact,
exchange?
immediately after this fat finger incident happened, I wrote an article which was, you know, widely published. It was widely read on the net. Even I wrote to SEBI chairman that, you know, you need to intervene. In fact, there was one seminar in which also I asked, you know, this FICCI seminar, last year seminar, I asked SEBI chairman, please do something about it. But somehow, you know, this whole thing became such a taboo that nobody wanted to talk about it, and then, you know, and do something about it. I feel that, you know, in such times, you know, somebody needs to rise above the law and say, look, yes, this is a problem, let us sit across the table.
So how long do you think it could take for the systems to become watertight in that sense?
I mean, see, systems are an evolving process. See, today we saw problem over here. We can never say that the systems are 100% perfect. I am sure there will be something or the other which can go wrong.
You know, you pointed out to a very specific technical violation
Correct.
of margins.
Yes.
Even if that is set in place, will that...
That would help quite a bit.
You know, when we spoke to you immediately
In fact,
after... Sorry.
In fact, I'll tell you, you know, I remember one case of ACC. No, there was one broker whose sub-broker or a client put a trade at 1 rupee of ACC, and it triggered the system and the system went down. And that broker was, you know, for 2 months he was asked not to trade or whatever. Now, that incident has not helped us at all. I mean, why do we allow people to put orders at that level?
Okay.
So,
you know, when we spoke to you immediately after this MK order 2 years ago, you told us that the systems themselves can't move that fast.
Correct.
That there is a limit to the speed with which controls can come in.
Yeah, I had explained to you that there is a you know, micro system, and the speed at which the orders move and the speed at which the index is calculated, there is a difference in frequency. So, you know, if the index is calculated every minute, but you know, orders are happening in microseconds, then always, you know, orders will go first and then the index will be calculated, and the stoppage which is thereafter.
Yeah. So it at least is a 5 minute gap or a 3 minute gap.
You know, maybe 1 minute gap. But in 1 minute also, you know, the speed with which the exchanges are now working, huge amount of trades are going to happen. So always that gap will remain. I mean,
therefore the exchange or the regulator has to step in with extra constitutional rules.
Yes, extra constitutional rules are required, that, you know, where wisdom prevails. See, like in, you know, in other exchanges, especially if you take Ahmedabad, Delhi, Bombay and all these exchanges, always, you know, that affinity at the member level is quite different from what we see in NSE. How NSE has grown, it is a national exchange, people don't know each other. Whereas all other exchanges in India have grown in a manner that people know each other.
But you know, if you look at what happened globally with that Tokyo issue itself, the head of the exchange resigned after that whole issue took place.
I mean,
so the accountability levels are very high across the globe.
Actually, I mean, how you can't compare Japan with anybody in the world. I mean, the kind of you know, morality and the peace and calm with which Japanese operate. I mean, if you look at that nuclear tsunami, what happened and how people behaved, and you look at what has happened in JNK and how people behave, see, it's completely different. Japan is Japan. You can't...
Okay, let me come to more brass tacks question. The SEBI has directed an independent review to suggest more robust securities trading systems for NSE. I would assume that BSE would also want to have more robust trading systems. What would be 1 or 2 things?
I mean, as I said, see, these are evolving process.
So what, the margining?
Yeah, one is margining. Yeah, one margining, what they have said, you know, they will try to this. But still, we need to have, you know, extra powers and everybody to take care, practicalities involved, to take care of such this. And if somebody is not following the rule, like for example, if NSE opened within half an hour at 25th, it means moment it closed, did somebody speak to them and said, look, you have to keep for 2 hours? I mean, why nobody, you know, why are we saying, actively stop them, what is going on, you know, do this. So, I mean,
and
it
I
is
guess not stopping the FNO activity.
Exactly. So, and the transaction happening FN only. So, means whole thing, you see, this is a post-mortem. So, when we do post-mortem, as of today, I would say we have to be future looking. And this order of SEBI, I think, needs lot more meat than, you know, just saying go and audit your system. I'm sure there are enough audit of systems, enough things are being done. At a market level and at a regulatory level, we need to, you know, really have solution for these problems rather than, you know, just putting some more cautions in place saying don't do this, don't do that. We need to rise above it.
Point taken. Veena Mehta, it was a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you very much for joining us. So that's the message coming from a veteran broker as well as someone who has been in the exchange committee of the BSE, that you need to go beyond rules and at all times the regulator should be vested with wisdom and not just rules.